knowledge being spread. It's like warm butter across the bread. Smooth, I know you like that. Flow with the grain and don't fight that. You want righteous love, you found the right match. With Marty McFly, they on the right track. Yeah, gotta dig the dirt to plant the seed. Spread roots till you sprout like a tree. Doni Jones, she the one you wanna see. Doni Jones Live, this is where you wanna be. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.
Just need to speak louder. Hey, welcome to Doni Jones Live. I am Donnie the Tree Lady.
And I am that guy, Marty McFly, on another wonderful day.
Another wonderful day. I love it. Well, I love it.
Love it.
I know that we've only been here a couple times now, but I got to tell you, this studio absolutely rocks. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm loving the vibe. And you know what?
I think we found a home for a little bit, don't you?
I actually made it my home earlier.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. I like it.
I did my first, the royal, how you say Christian place. So I use the restroom. I use the restroom nicely.
Wait a minute, what?
I use the restroom.
I thought you meant like you did a sermon or something.
Oh, no. When you feel at home, you take your shoes off in the restroom and you just go at it. You know what I'm saying? That's when you feel real comfortable, And
this is how we're going to start the show off today.
But I'm just saying, I love the studio.
I do. I love it too.
Home. I feel like home.
I do. I feel like it. I feel at home too. It's absolutely amazing. And the cool thing is, even though we'll start doing more shows from this location, I want to reiterate to people that we still will be doing some on location things where people can see us meeting people out in the community at their businesses and stuff. Because the biggest thing I love doing is highlighting businesses in the community that are doing good things. So, I haven't talked to you about this, but today we are doing a job. I own a tree care company here in Atlanta, Georgia, Don's Tree Service. And we are actually doing a job today for a lady named Deborah Williams.
Oh, yeah?
And she owns a transitional facility or transitional home for women coming straight out of prison and also women that have been in challenging situations that are kind of looking for an in-between place until they figure out where to go. So I want to be able to have her on the show.
Bring her to the studio. That'd be great.
I could do that.
Yeah,
that's what we got enough mics to do that.
We got mics,
everything.
Everything here, and you got to give a shout out to the producer here. I like to call him Smoke. Well, that's his name, but Smoke.
It is a Smoke.
And Darnell and
Paramotor Visuals.
Paramotor Visuals. Yep.
Paramotor Visuals. They are doing the dang thing.
Bring her on down here.
Okay, I will do that.
Set it up.
We'll set that up. So what's been going on with you, man? How are you doing?
Life is great. I'm glad that the sun is shining again here in Atlanta.
Yes.
I just feel like when it's overcast, if you're not in the Atlanta area, it's been overcast the last couple of days and really rainy, and I think that affects my mood and everything.
I think yesterday you made it very clear that it affects my mood because you were like, Donnie, you were born in July, you love the sun, and for those that don't know, I have my little highs and lows and just walking around acting crazy and stuff. And he's like, Marty basically said, have you ever thought about that? You might be missing the sun, and that affects your mood. And I was like, oh my goodness, Marty might know a little something.
Just a small thing.
Yeah.
But you know what, Donnie? Before we go too far, I gotta just correct something because I said something wrong last week.
And somebody I know where you're going.
Somebody, they corrected me and said that I said her name wrong. So I just want to make sure that I give kudos again for her coming home, but Brittany Griner. But I'm gonna just start saying just BG, just to keep it simple.
That's what her wife calls her, BG.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, I call my wife a lot of different things. Some of them I can't say on the radio though. And sometimes it's not always good.
Leave that alone.
Just you call your husband got your little pet name too, don't he?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
he calls you a little name too, don't he?
He sure does.
What he call you?
He calls me all kinds of stuff.
All kind of stuff. Okay, I bet.
Morgan's kind of, he kind of even killed kind of guy. We were doing something, and I think we were getting some candy or some food or whatever, and there was like these little chocolate things. And it was different types of chocolate, and then one of the chocolate was like kind of a it was like a mixture of dark chocolate and milk chocolate.
Okay.
And so it looked very similar to my complexion. He puts it close to my hand and he goes, I like this one.
that is cute. You ever do like role plays? You ever do?
Because I already know where you're going with that. No, we do. No, not at all. What about you and your wife?
Sometimes.
Okay, all right.
Every once in a while.
So what role do y'all play? Because both of y'all would have been house Negroes, right?
Huh?
No, just
what are you?
Because you're both light-skinned.
How'd you go? I was thinking about playing doctor and nurse. What are you talking about? Are you using the N-word and everything on here? You know, what? I didn't say that y'all was playing Django or something like that, or doing anything like.
I thought that was where you were getting ready to go. For those of you that don't know, my husband is white, but he's really a sweetheart. He's an absolutely wonderful man.
He's a really, really great guy.
I was just
wondering if you went to the
We don't play those kind of roles. That's all I'm saying. We play husband and wife. That's about it.
He ain't never said that.
I'm gonna hurt you. So, I don't know what you're on today, or if I'm on something. No, he don't. No, my husband doesn't even talk like that.
He ain't never said, "Hey, girl, what's up?"
Yeah, okay, well, that I can't give you all my secrets. He doesn't talk like that.
Come here,
like
girl.
This morning, I hope he doesn't mind me saying this. I'm like getting dressed right, and
Oh wait, disclaimer: if your kids are under the age of 10, you might want to close their ears. But
no, it's just simple, sweet stuff. Like I'm getting dressed, and he's like standing there, and I have a pretty decent sized closet. So I'm like, what are you? Because you could feel when somebody's looking at you, right? So I'm pulling up my jeans, and it's like, what are you doing?
He pulled out the belt. He pulled out the belt and just.
He did it.
He
goes, no. Got issues, man. He goes, no, I'm checking out your curves. I was like, oh, okay, thank you. So yeah, that was it.
How long did it take him?
No.
I'm just saying, it's been taking him a good while to look at. Still looking, baby. I'm still checking it out.
I am losing weight. Thank you very much. You trying to say I'm a big woman?
No.
I want to come to the defense of all the big women out here.
No, I was.
Marty's
just
over here.
I was trying to see if he was just
throwing shade.
No. I was trying to see if he was taking
women. Actually, I'm not a big one. I'm curvy, but
no. However you want to define that. What I'm saying is, sometimes, the husband got to take his time and just say,
I just want to. He was taking his time admiring me.
I just want to admire you.
He was taking his time admiring me.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. So yeah, man, I'm having a great week. I'm loving life.
Morning too, huh?
Yeah, I had a great morning. So yeah, I'm having. You had a good morning too.
Yeah. My wife cooked breakfast this morning.
Okay, so you must have did something special. You did something right.
Well, it's the holiday season.
It's the holiday. Well, at least once a year, you good.
Right, at least once a year. I'm happy.
Yeah, by the way, because a lot, granted, you guys can find us on YouTube. You're throwing stuff up on Facebook, Instagram, all of that.
Right.
But you do got to remember that we are on some local stations.
Yes.
And many of those local stations are faith-based. So
and I love that.
So some of our, we can do that. How do you do that? You're from radio.
Right.
Do that disclaimer about the contents of this program. Do that real quick.
I forgot the words. But I know what you're saying. The contents of this program does not reflect the views of the station. Something like that. Yeah, but basically don't call the station and say, that, what we did get calls in Killeen, Texas.
Yeah.
We used to get calls all the time and say, take that boy off. You don't know what he's talking about or something like that. Or I was saying the wrong things. But anyway, if y'all are liking or enjoying some of the things that we say here, please share, like, subscribe to our YouTube page, so we know that you are, and you don't have to only call us when I say something wrong.
That's right.
But I'm okay with that.
Because they sure enough called you out on the Brittany Griner thing.
Yeah, BG. I'm going to just say B.
Just call BG. Right. But I do, I'm not going to go there, but I feel like the trade was a little uneven, but we'll leave that alone.
I'm happy she's back. I'm happy she is back over here, and I'm not going to throw any other kind of shade. I appreciate, the trade or whatever they had to do, because I think that it was unfair what happened to her, period. So I'm just glad that she was back. So anyway, what else?
I am not going to Russia with anything that they say is not okay, because I don't know what could happen if I get caught.
Well,
so I'm just saying.
In certain politics, sometimes if they want to catch you, it's not.
If they paying me $1 million a year to be there, I'm gonna do whatever I'm supposed to do, especially knowing that back home,
okay, well,
I was only making $100,000 a year.
Hold on. What kind of oil do you use in your hair when you twist? Is it like shea butter?
I use shea, or either I use, believe it or not, I use olive oil, coconut oil, and sometimes I use Vaseline.
So what if you went over to a country to visit?
I'm listening.
And they came back and they said, "Oh, you got cocoa butter in your bag. It's illegal over here for you to have that.
Right.
You're locked up."
Yeah, that would be wrong.
That's similar.
Well,
That's what's going on with her.
I understand what you're saying, but
and then
when
they say now you're going to be locked up for 9 years for that. Yeah, that is not right.
Marty.
Yes.
What happened to her was wrong.
Okay, so why are you trying to defend it?
I'm saying that she knew better.
Okay, just let me go back to that example. You took, because over here it's legal.
Okay, can we leave it at...
The oil is legal here.
We leave it at we're happy that she's home.
Yeah, that's what I kept trying to say.
Okay.
That's what I tried to say. Anyway.
Y'all that know the show and have been following the show for a long time, you know what I'm trying to... Y'all know what I'm trying to say. And actually, if you know what I'm trying to say, call 1-888-349-DONNIE. That's 1-888-349-3664.
What are you trying to say? Because I honestly, I'm not sure. And I talk to you all the time. I don't really know what you're trying to... So you want to... Okay, well, anyway, what else is going on with you, Donnie? What else is going on with you? Because I know you might go too far left, and we have to take a quick commercial break then. But you know what's something, Donnie, and I don't know about if I'm the only one.
Yeah.
Okay, but this happened to me on my way to the studio. And I know we don't have a lot of time to talk about it, but it irritates me if I'm stuck in rush hour traffic and I see someone driving in the emergency lane.
Yes.
You know, as if nobody else is important. That they I don't know why.
But are they in the emergency lane because there's an emergency?
No. They're driving in the emergency lane, like just trying to get around traffic.
Okay, got it. Well, why don't we talk about that? Because I want to talk about frustration, and then I actually do want to talk about something serious in the next segment. If you're loving the show and liking what we're doing, or if you just have a comment, give us a call at 1-888-349-DONNIE. That's 1-888-349-3664. And we will be
Well, I was going to tell them if they want to help Donnie, that number is 1-888-FIX-DONNIE. FIXDONI. Just...
We're going to take a break.
I just want to make sure that
we'll be right back.
It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live.
Now when the weather starts to change, the rents start to fall, who you gonna call?
Don's Tree Service.
If it's looking kinda weak and it's looking kinda bleak, who a tree specialist call?
Don's Tree Service.
If the trees in your yard are just too tall, who you gonna call?
Don's Tree Service.
Hey everybody, it's me, Wanda Smith, and I'm here with some great information. I don't know if you know, but it's hurricane season, and it's a great time for you to think about having trees removed before one falls on your home. That's something you don't want to happen. Listen, I called Don's Tree Service on a Monday. They were here in just a few days. The price was right, the staff was right, and I'm happy with everything they've done. So hey, if I were you, I would sit down with my family and talk about having trees removed before the hurricane comes and hit your home.
If you want more information about your trees, call Don's Tree Service, 770-413-8733. That's 770-413-TREE.
One of the things that frustrates me to no end is when I call a company and as soon as it picks up, it says, please hold, and your approximate hold time is 4 to 5 to 10 minutes. It frustrates me because I need some help. But then I was wondering about when we get on our knees and pray, does the spiritual angel kind of picks up and says, I hear your prayer, but please hold for the operator. And it might take you 4 or 5 days or 4 or 5 months. But knowing that the operator will pick up and handle your problem. I think in those times, God is trying to tell us to just hold on for the blessing. Hi, I'm Pastor Marty Ringer, and I'd like to invite you to join us each and every Sunday morning at St. Mark Lutheran Church. Now, you might not be in the East Point or the Atlanta area, but you can always go online at stmarklutheranchurch.org and check out any of our services. I would love to just spread the good news of Christ to you. If you're here in the Atlanta area, our address is 4137 Washington Road in East Point, right down from the Atlanta airport. And if you're not around the ATL, you can always log on at stmarklutheranchurch.org. And there you can be a part of any of our worship services. But at the end of the day, I want to make sure that you understand this one message. God is trying to tell you to hold on until your blessing comes. And may God's grace and peace be with you.
Hey, this is Doni the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. And as a small business owner, I get asked all the time, how did you do it? Now, for those of you that don't know, I basically started a tree service with $43 and a dream right here in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. Now, during my journey, I've definitely been blessed to see the mountaintop, but I've also been in some rough valleys. And in my book, From Failure to Fabulous, I share my experience. My book really is a real woman's journey to building a happy, healthy, and successful life. But I gotta be honest with you, I read self-help books and I listened to audio programs about success, and I was still having difficulty achieving success in my life until I really got a hold of certain principles that made a difference. In my book, From Failure to Fabulous, I get very real and raw about what I did to build my company, my family, and my life. So please go check out my book, From Failure to Fabulous, on Amazon, or you can go to my website, www.DoniJonesLive.com.
It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones.
Hey, welcome back to Doni Jones Live with Doni Jones and
That guy, Marty McFly, is in the building.
yeah. Well, you know, you were talking about something before we went to break, and I wanted to expand on that, and then I wanted to kind of throw a little something in.
Okay. Well, you know, it might just be a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
But it just frustrates me. And I know it's a personal thing because they're not doing anything to me.
Right.
But I'm in Atlanta traffic.
Yeah.
All right. It might be just bumper to bumper stop.
Okay.
And
Cool.
you see people jump in the emergency lane to just drive. You know, as now I can understand if you had a flat tire, the car is overheating, and you have to stop. You know, in the HOV, not the HOV, but the hazard section. I can understand that, but when you just like, I don't care, everybody, I'm in a rush. I got to get to where I'm going, so I'm cutting around everybody, and I'm gonna go into this.
But how can you tell if they don't have someplace, like you're not in their car, so how would you know?
Okay. How would I know that they don't have an emergency?
Right. How would you know?
I'm saying if they're just driving and then they get back into the regular lane.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, if like this morning, I'm coming to the studio, downtown Connect or whatever.
I'm listening.
Push, you know, bump and go, and you see people jump into the hazardous lane, the emergency lane, and just take off driving for a while, and then get back into the. Like, why are you smiling? Was that you? It was that. See, Jesus, you know, you never know who you witnessing to and who
I'm
you're
not
talking
saying
to.
that I do that. I'm not saying that I personally do that. Like, okay, for example. All right, when we finish up at the studio, I've got to go get my daughter.
Right.
I don't like her sitting at the school when like everything clears out, because you just never know. Even though she goes to an incredible school, and you know she
does go to an incredible school. They got security and all that kind of stuff. Right.
They actually do.
She's not safe, right?
No, I'm not saying she's not safe. I just feel better.
Okay, yeah. No, finish. No, finish. You feel better.
I feel like he's trying to say something.
I'm not.
So I feel better. So I want to hurry up and get to her.
Right.
Because she's my daughter.
Right.
So I might be zipping around traffic and stuff like that. But I don't think I would be in the HOV lane.
Not the HOV lane, but the emergency lane.
Emergency lane.
Yeah. And you know, sometimes those people irritate me too. The ones that just zip in, zip out, zip in, zip out, and it's like,
okay,
really.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna admit this on live air or recorded air at this point. What's the emergency lane?
Oh boy. That lane. Okay, you know where it's 3 lanes.
There's HOV, which
that's
is when you have multiple people.
Right.
And then there's all the other lanes.
That lane that's not even a lane that's outside of that, where it's, like usually when people break down, they try to get over to that little area where nobody drives.
Yeah, the breakdown lane.
Right, the breakdown lane where fire trucks go through, and stuff like that.
That's the emergency lane.
Oh my God! How? Yeah.
I go. When there's a lot of traffic, that's the lane you get in.
No.
To get past the rest of the traffic. I mean, not all the time.
Oh my goodness.
Not all the time, but like.
No, none of the time. You don't supposed to use those lanes, because if something happens to you in that kind of lane, and you have, say there's a fire, there was a car accident, and you got the fire trucks trying to get through.
Yeah.
Those are the lanes for the emergency. You don't
get in that lane whenever the fire trucks are there. You wait till the fire truck passes, and then you get behind them so that you can get ahead of traffic.
Just another disclaimer. The views that are on this show does not represent the views of any station or Marty McFly.
I'm joking on that part, but I really didn't know that was, because I've heard people say the emergency lane.
Right.
And I just, honestly, I've never understood what it was. I was like, okay, there's 4 lanes. It's still a highway. Then there's the HOV lane. And then there's the breakdown lane.
You run a major multi-million-dollar tree company.
Yes.
And
there's a lot of stuff I don't know. I probably knew it was an emergency lane, per se, but I didn't know that that's what that is physically called.
Yeah. So,
okay,
there's some
we're gonna admit right here that it is okay as an adult not to know stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's okay not to know stuff, or not to. I may understand it, but maybe I didn't know that. Oh, that's what that is actually called.
But getting back to the actual point of it is, that frustrates me when I see people do that.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that it frustrates me, even though it has nothing to do with me. And it's something that, and sometimes it's something that I have to deal with myself.
Yeah.
Because what we tend to do is get mad at people that are not like us.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to be aggressive and take that risk and drive out there. I'm upset with you for doing it.
Yeah.
And I think some people in our generation, or your generation, they criticize younger kids for sagging their pants, because that's not something I would do.
Right.
And it frustrates them. You should be better than that. You should do. Not really. Even when I don't want to go there, but it's like when people see who you dating,
right.
And they're like, you don't need to be with him, or you don't need to be with her, because
right.
I don't think that you should be with them.
Right.
Or because I wouldn't date that kind of a person.
Right.
I'm getting frustrated with you.
Right.
I
understand.
So it's a thing where I'm working on I gotta always try to work on myself, because if I get upset with someone else, it's kind of like, why am I upset with them? Especially if it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
Doesn't do anything to me.
I think a lot of times people take those type of situations on. They shouldn't, like what you're saying.
Right.
Is because it makes them reevaluate what they think is right or wrong. You know what I mean? It gives them a different perspective, and they may not like that perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or they may think that what that person is doing is going to be detrimental to society or to a group in a certain way. Like for me, okay, a lot of people wear their clothes in certain ways that I personally would not wear. For example, when we used to go, which we don't go anymore, when I used to allow my girls to go to Lennox. Okay?
Oh yeah.
There would be women out there with their private parts all hanging out and stuff like that.
Close to the
really
part, yeah.
skimpy clothes and stuff like that. Guys would be acting a certain way and saying certain things to them to try to kind of hit on them.
Right.
And I was there with my 2 daughters, which they're 16 and 18 at the time. I mean, right now, but they were probably 14 and 16. And young men, even with me there, they were walking a little ahead of me because, they want to, they grown or whatever, and go to the stores by themselves. But young men would say what I felt was inappropriate stuff to them.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, can't you tell these are girls? These are,
Well,
and I was like, now somebody might say they wouldn't act like that. Like I could say I wouldn't act like that, but that also shows me that there's a level of respect that they don't have for women. And I think that's a problem.
Let me ask you a question. How old would you say those young men were?
Probably anywhere in their late teens. Definitely a couple of them in their 20s.
They still learning.
20s.
they were still learning too, of how to speak to women, how to, and I'm not defending it at all, but sometimes you got to look at the mentality and the age of that kid or that person, because when I was younger, no, I didn't say that, I wasn't trying to disrespect.
But that's my point.
But no. But the opposite, I didn't get no kind of women at all. It's like, because I didn't know how to use my voice, I didn't get nothing at all.
Right.
And it's one of those things like, how do you learn how to talk? Sometimes you talk too loud, too soft until you get
that would be me.
Right.
I talk too loud.
You have to learn your voice, and learn over time how to treat a woman, how to speak to them. So,
but how do you learn how to treat a woman if you're not being taught that, right? Okay, let's pause right there.
Okay.
And at what point do we go, this is a problem that needs to be fixed? And I know that, we want to try to keep it light or whatever, but at some point we got to go, this is not a good excuse anymore. You can Google what appropriate behavior is now.
Wait. Hold on. Time out. Donnie.
What?
You want a 16 or 17-year-old to Google how to be appropriate.
I'm glad you just brought that up. And I'll tell you why I'm glad you brought that up.
How do I be appropriate in the mall?
I'm glad you brought this up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Enlighten me on this
Because when I knew I wanted to be a mom at a young age, at a young age, I knew I wanted to be a mom. I didn't know when I was going to be a mom, but I knew I wanted to be a mom.
Right.
I have probably since I was in my late teens, early 20s, because I had such a difficult childhood and certain things with my mom. I would see an article about motherhood. I'd read it,
Right.
Or I met somebody else that I perceived to be a good mom. I'd watch how they behave.
Right.
I watched how they talk to their kids.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When I had daughters, and while they were in my body, I watched my kids even joke about it. They're like, "Oh my God, Mom, did you get that from some mom blog?" Because I used to read blogs. I used to read books. I still read books on how to be a better mom so that I can teach my kids.
Mm-hmm. And how old are you now? How old are you now?
I'm 54 right now. Okay. But what I'm saying is that those young men may not know how to talk to a woman, okay? But they have parents that at some point, no, seriously, at some point, it is that parent's job to teach them what's appropriate and what's not appropriate.
Okay. So when you see that young man that's in the mall saying, "Yo, shout A," all right, do you think his father taught him, well, no, you're supposed to take him to church?
No.
You need to find
probably
you a nice
not,
church
but
woman.
when do we say,
And then,
that didn't happen?
And just like I was saying earlier, sometimes we look at other people and say, I wouldn't do that, so I'm upset with you, so you need to change. You're just saying, well, you're 16, you should start reading articles and books about how to be a good young man, and he ain't even reading his history book.
Marty,
I'm just
last
saying.
week you gave me some advice. Actually, a few days ago, you gave me some advice, right? And it was something I was already doing, but I had stopped a little bit because I just got busy, and I was like, oh, I'm not setting that aside, and I'm not doing this, and okay, well, this, I did it, and I found myself up against a wall, right? You dropped some knowledge in my head. I was like, gosh, you know what? I haven't been doing that for probably 4 or 5 months now. Okay, that made me think. So just because I haven't been doing it doesn't mean I can't learn to do it.
Right.
So even if a person hasn't been doing something, that doesn't mean they can't learn to do something better, no matter what age they are.
Right, but you first got to know that you're doing it wrong. If
I was clear I was doing it wrong.
Right, you were clear that you was doing it wrong because you had a history where you realized, I hadn't
been doing this.
But if everybody in your environment, all of your friends and everybody that you see, this is what you're doing, you don't know that you're doing this wrong. You don't know that you're doing the way that I'm talking to this lady over here. These are the way my friends, my colleagues, this is what I've been doing it. My father be like, hey, why don't you go holler at that girl, boy?
That's,
And mama like, Shawty, you ain't talk to that girl?
Okay, well then I have a question for you.
Okay,
if that is the case, and I'm agreeing with you. Oh goodness, y'all, we need to record this one.
Write that one down.
I'm agreeing with you on that. You're right. I got to change my perspective on that. See, I'm learning. How do we fix that? What is the solution? Because we can't keep on this. We cannot stay on the road that we're on right now.
Is it something that needs to be fixed?
Yeah. I will not let my daughters go to Lennox.
Okay, so you
Period.
fixed your family problem. You don't go there.
I don't.
Exactly.
No.
It's like this. If I don't want to be around club smoking raunchy people,
That's right. I don't.
let me finish. If I don't want to be around them, I don't go to the club.
Right.
So fix the problem. I'm not going to go down to the club and try to fix everybody in the club. And that's what you're trying to ask. How do we fix the people that are enjoying that lifestyle?
No.
Because see, here's the thing. You have these guys that are saying it like this, and you have these girls dressing like this, and they're trying to meet each other. And you say we need to fix that.
I am trying. We need to fix it.
Let's
I'm
take a
glad
break.
you
Let's
just
take
brought
a
it.
break.
I'm glad
Let's
you
take a
brought
break
it.
because my McFlyness is getting out of me.
I'm glad it is because we need to have this
If you
conversation.
have a thought or comment, give us a call at 1-888-349-DONNIE. That's 1-888-349-3664. If you have a thought or comment, just give us a call. I'd like to know about it. We'll be right back.
It's gonna be heated when we get back, y'all.
It's Doni Jones live. Doni Jones live. It's Doni Jones live. Doni Jones live. It's Doni Jones live. Doni Jones live.
Now when the weather starts to change, the rents start to fall, who you gonna call?
Don's Tree Service.
If it's looking kinda weak and it's looking kinda bleak, who a tree specialist call?
Don's Tree
If the
Service.
trees in your yard are just too tall, who you gonna call?
Don's Tree Service.
Hey everybody, it's me, Wanda Smith, and I'm here with some great information. I don't know if you know, but it's hurricane season, and it's a great time for you to think about having trees removed before one falls on your home. That's something you don't want to happen. Listen, I called Don's Tree Service on a Monday. They were here in just a few days. The price was right, the staff was right, and I'm happy with everything they've done. So hey, if I were you, I would sit down with my family and talk about having trees removed before the hurricane comes and hit your home.
If you want more information about your trees, call Don's Tree Service, 770-413-8733. That's 770-413-TREE.
You know, one of the things that frustrates me to no end is when I call a company and as soon as it picks up, it says, please hold, and your approximate hold time is 4 to 5 to 10 minutes. It frustrates me because I need some help. But then I was wondering about when we get on our knees and pray, does the spiritual angel kind of picks up and says, I hear your prayer, but please hold for the operator. And it might take you 4 or 5 days or 4 or 5 months. But knowing that the operator will pick up and handle your problem. I think in those times, God is trying to tell us to just hold on for the blessing. Hi, I'm Pastor Marty Ringer, and I'd like to invite you to join us each and every Sunday morning at St. Mark Lutheran Church. Now, you might not be in the East Point or the Atlanta area, but you can always go online at stmarklutheranchurch.org and check out any of our services. I would love to just spread the good news of Christ to you. If you're here in the Atlanta area, our address is 4137 Washington Road in East Point, right down from the Atlanta airport. And if you're not around the ATL, you can always log on at stmarklutheranchurch.org. And there you can be a part of any of our worship services. But at the end of the day, I want to make sure that you understand this one message. God is trying to tell you to hold on until your blessing comes. And may God's grace and peace be with you.
Hey, this is Doni the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. And as a small business owner, I get asked all the time, how did you do it? Now, for those of you that don't know, I basically started a tree service with $43 and a dream right here in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. Now, during my journey, I've definitely been blessed to see the mountaintop, but I've also been in some rough valleys. And in my book, From Failure to Fabulous, I share my experience. My book really is a real woman's journey to building a happy, healthy, and successful life. But I gotta be honest with you, I read self-help books and I listened to audio programs about success, and I was still having difficulty achieving success in my life until I really got a hold of certain principles that made a difference. In my book, From Failure to Fabulous, I get very real and raw about what I did to build my company, my family, and my life. So please go check out my book, From Failure to Fabulous, on Amazon, or you can go to my website, www.DoniJonesLive.com.
It's Doni Jones live. Doni Jones live. It's Doni Jones live. Doni Jones live. It's Doni Jones live. Doni Jones live.
And Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. You're listening to Doni Jones Live with Marty McFly and
Donnie Jones, who was getting ready to jump in there and do that.
Hey, you're back. How you
I've
doing?
been back. Don't hate.
I'm not hating. I'm trying to motivate.
That's the least of what you're doing. So anyway, what you were saying about, you know, the ratchet men are trying to meet up with the ratchet women, and so why should I say anything about that?
Yeah.
Explain how we shouldn't strive to do better.
To whose level? Whose measuring stick?
Well, you're a pastor.
Right. I encourage people to do their best to be their best to who they are.
And you think that that's the best.
Well, it's like this. If I go to your house and say you're living not to my standards, so you need to change.
Actually, to be honest with you, there was, once again, going back to the advice you gave me and things that I realized that I want to get better at. Yeah, there are some things that need to change that I got to do better. I started with my whole little list today.
Right. Wait, time out. Here, you did that. That's an individual thing, right?
Yes.
Right. So, but you're
Because
asking me.
I want to do better.
You want to do better. Right.
Yes.
Now, you have a group of people
Yeah.
that are saying, I'm doing what I want to do.
Okay.
I'm living my life.
You just confirmed what I said to somebody yesterday.
Okay, I wasn't.
Let them go off the deep end. Just let it go.
Okay. Well, why do you think that because they live their lifestyle, they're going off the deep end?
Well,
it's kind of like that.
It's statistically proven. Okay, you know where one of my salespeople was at. You know where he was at?
Home.
This coming Monday. You know where he was at? Well, he was at a funeral.
Okay.
He was at the funeral for the little boy that got killed at Atlantic Station.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. You know why?
Now, but
because we just letting people do what they want to do. They ain't gotta have no morals.
Wait, no.
They ain't gotta have no values.
Hold on. You're stereotyping a whole community of people.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No,
Listen,
I'm not.
listen.
When you don't care about what you look like.
Does that mean because I don't dress like you?
No, I'm not saying dress like me.
Well, no, that's
I
what
dress
you're
like
saying.
a tree person.
Right.
I'm talking about there's a certain
they're
level of
dressing
decorum.
like they want to dress. They're dressing in their style, in their environment, what makes them look good. I dress like a preacher when I'm in church.
Right.
Now, when they're in the streets, they dress like their peers. They're dressing like the people that they're around.
No, they're dressing
They're
like
not
what's been fed them.
Right, but you're trying to say until you meet my standards.
Not my standards.
Well, whose
There's
standards?
a certain level of diplomacy that was when we came out of slavery.
Oh, here we go. Let's go
Okay,
back to
yeah,
slavery.
when we came out of slavery.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
We wanted to be like
and we
Malcolm.
started building our communities. You know what we valued?
What?
We valued, self-duty, family, structure, getting educated. We weren't even allowed to go to school.
And then some of us, we get so wealthy that we move out of the community.
Yeah, but not everybody. Not everybody.
Right.
There were black communities that were actually burned down because of the hatred back
So
then
now, back to
for
your-
the affluence and for the not just the affluence,
but now
the
let's get back to
attitude
your
that we
point,
had as
though.
a people.
Let's get back to your point,
We are
though.
enslaved mentally with this mindset that this is the best we can do.
Wait, time out. Let's get back to your point.
Yeah.
You said that these individuals, because the way they dress, they need to change their life. They need to do better because of the
when
way they
you
dress.
do-
Now,
when
let
you-
me ask you this. Let me ask you this. When a couple of years ago, they used to say that locks, that's not the right look.
And that was a race. You know why? Because we were trying to conform to racist standards.
So, at the same
That's
time,
why.
are we trying to make them conform to something like us?
No, we're not.
how
No,
can
we're
you-
not. Because
how
when
can you
we
say
were
it's
when we
almost
were
black
as
racism?
women, when we were enslaved, we were only seen as sexual
stop.
objects.
Let's get away from way back when.
No, because that's where it starts. The reason why our society is comfortable with our women being over sexualized as opposed to Indian women, as opposed to Asian women, as opposed to white women, as opposed to Jewish women, which it still happens in their community,
Yes,
but
it
they
happens
don't.
to all of them.
It happens to all communities.
Right.
But we're the community that glorifies it and then puts that out like that's supposed to be the pillar of the example of what our women should be. Whereas they got people, I'm telling you exactly what I'm talking about. You know what? Lizzo did a TED Talk.
So
Lizzo, I'm gonna let you go, but Lizzo did a TED Talk. Before she came on her TED Talk, the TED Talk that I saw before hers was an Asian woman that was talking about the socioeconomic issues going on in third world countries,
Okay.
and how to implement systems
Right.
to create solutions to help women in third world countries feed their families and
Right.
also do things that are environmentally conscious to make a difference in the world.
Right, so you saying no black women doing that?
You know what Lizzo's? You know what
wait,
Lizzo's?
wait. Are you-
No.
but-
Do you know what Lizzo's TED Talk was on? Twerking.
Okay. Now, are you saying there's no other black women that's doing?
No, there's tons of black women that are doing that.
Wait.
But why? And you're getting ready to make my point. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So Lizzo is talking to her audience, and the other black lady is talking to their audience, and the one that you're talking about with the kids over there, she's talking to her audience.
No, these are TED Talks where you're talking to all audience.
Right. TED talks to all audiences, but the subject that they're talking on is a specific subject to certain people.
Absolutely, yes.
Right. So these certain people are talking about their specific genre.
Yeah.
And you're saying, well, that's just wrong because Lizzo is talking about what she do.
No.
So it's like this.
I'm
Better.
wrong.
Oh, no. How about this? You get on TED Talk and talk about trees. And they say,
there ain't nothing wrong with that.
But they say, well, all she's talking about trees. Well, this
That's
other
right.
one is talking about third world countries.
No, she's representing African American women as if that's the standards for us. Lizzo does not represent the standard for us as black women.
No, she doesn't represent it for you.
You know what? If that's what
being honest.
she doesn't. She
Right.
doesn't. She doesn't.
And the thing
Obesity is a problem in our community. It's a huge problem.
I think
our people are dying.
I think obesity
Our
is a
people-
problem in the United States.
It is the
period.
United States, but our people are dying left and right because we are glorifying stuff in our community that is not healthy. And the reason why it's allowed is because we allow it. It's pumped in our community and it's not pumped into other communities.
So how do you
It's
change
not.
it?
I don't know how you change it, but when I go to a school program, okay, I go to a school program in a predominantly African American community, and I see that they've got young girls dressed up in little leotards, twerking and shaking their booty, and you got people up top about, that's my baby, and I'm sitting there going, wait a minute.
You're saying
If
no.
that's your baby, why would the school and the administrators in the school allow your child
Right.
to be looking like a stripper?
So, and better yet, why don't you just put your child into a church school where they can
Well,
have
they
long
church
dresses
schools.
and stuff
Well, you
like
gotta
that.
but I'm saying,
saying just
we
be
have
real
to
more
raise-
conservative.
In order
You
for,
can't
like
do
Tony
that.
Robbins says, like Denzel Washington says, we got to start raising our standards. We've got to start being held more accountable for what we do. And I don't care if anybody else don't like this message.
Right.
I don't care if people want to call in and say what they got to say. But I'm telling you, I am passionate about this.
Just a straightforward question. Do you think Beyonce is wrong for what she represents?
I told my kids when they was way younger, that is not your role model at all.
Ooh, we gonna get canceled.
We gonna get canceled. She's not. She's an incredible businesswoman. But she doesn't represent what I want the ideological black woman to look like, be like, act like, sound like. No, not at all.
So she's a triple.
Cancel me. Yes, cancel me.
So what is
I'll
wrong?
take a Michelle
Let me-
Obama
wait,
over
wait,
Beyonce
wait,
any day.
wait. What is, in your opinion, what is wrong with Beyonce? I'm just honestly speaking. I'm saying, in your opinion, what is really wrong with?
I love
Beyonce.
her as a businesswoman.
Right, I'm saying because she's not. She
but
she
as
dresses
a
as an entertainer.
representative,
As a representative of the black
of
community.
the black
And you saying
community,
that she's not.
and womanhood.
And you saying that she's not.
You can
just
repeat that all
I'm
you're
just-
saying.
just-
See, you're impressed with the fact that people have money.
No. Not about the money.
impressed.
Not about the money. What she has represented, she has been one that doesn't really get into controversies.
I love that.
She's not one that got 4 or 5 different baby daddies.
Love that.
She's a positive black woman that has capitalized on what she
Have
did.
you ever listened to the lyrics of her songs?
I don't listen to it most of the
Try
time. I
listen
don't.
to the lyrics of her
And
songs.
some of them are very good, and some of them are the ones that I don't listen to.
Isn't she the one that is on that song WAP, whatever it is?
No.
That's not her. That's her and
That's Cardi B and
whatever.
Stallion.
Well, all of
See,
them.
yeah, you
that
mix
whole,
it, see, and
but
then you
that
mix them
whole
all
group.
up.
I'm so glad you
Mary
said
J.
that.
Blige.
I like Mary J. Not everything, but I like Mary J. Mary J's a little closer. We're going into the right neighborhood.
Okay. Britney Spears. You like
Nope.
her more?
Nope, not at all. She doesn't represent. She's a white woman, but she don't represent women well. But once again, I'll take Michelle Obama.
Oh yeah, Michelle. Yeah, I'm saying there's a lot of. My thing is there's a lot of.
There's a
people
lot of
that
black women
represent-
that represent.
There's
I'll
a
take
lot
Oprah.
of people that represent their
I'll
community.
take the girl
well.
that did the woman that did the speech, Biden's inaugural speech.
The young
Had
girl?
him- the poet.
Oh, yeah, so
I'll
just-
take her.
So you say as long as you're in
I'll
politics
take
and you're
Condoleezza Rice.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That throw that. No.
Yep.
But that's.
I'll take Melody Hobson.
That's one of those.
I'll take Melody Hobson.
Right, but basically, so you're You have to have a certain image and a look for you to say, okay, that's a
Even though I don't agree with our new Supreme Court justice, I'll take our new Supreme Court justice.
But you don't agree with her. Well, we ain't even going to.
She don't know what a woman is, but that's a whole nother story. I'll take.
Is it just me? Hey, if y'all got a thought, hit me at 1-888-FIX-DONNIE. It's 1-888. That's why I made this number that way. 349-3664. I'm saying, please, and I'm serious about this because I want to know because sometimes when we get on
on certain subjects,
you are opinionated. I'm saying we both are.
I'm super opinionated.
Sometimes we only see our point of view.
Yeah.
We can't hear anything else, you know.
Michelle Obama has the perfect response to flip of women. Okay. I love her.
You know, one of my
keeping me focused.
I'm just being, you know, we have a national program, and
no, I'm trying to find. There's a lot of.
And she just.
I like Queen Latifah. She's an entertainer.
She's a big entertainer.
Yeah, I like Queen Latifah.
And yeah, I have nothing against.
She's a smart businesswoman.
I don't have anything against 90% of these people.
Yeah.
I really don't. I'm saying.
I like India Ari.
That one. Well, I'll say this with India. I love India, her music and her stuff that she does as the personality person.
Right.
The few times that I have bumped into her, that might not have rubbed me the.
Oh, really? What was she like?
I'm not. That's not even up for conversation. I'm saying she's a wonderful, sweethearted person.
Right.
You know. And then at the same time, you catch sometimes.
Kathy Hughes.
Donnie. Go for it. Just start talking. Just.
I just threw one word out there.
She's throwing all kinds of stuff, and that was 2 words. You know, it's hard to do the show sometimes when they just all over the place. Because now I don't even know what
ADD?
Yeah, I know you got it. You know, do you take your pills or you don't believe in that part?
I don't believe in that.
Look, if you got a comment, call 1-888-349-DONNIE. We're going to take a break, all right? We just going to take a break, and we'll be back. She picking up her phone now. She about to be gone.
I'm not. I was turning the ringer off.
It's in your hand. All right, we'll be right back. You listen to Doni Jones Live.
Doni Jones.
Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live. Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live. Doni Jones Live.
Now when the weather starts to change, the rents start to fall, who you gonna call?
Don's Tree Service.
If it's looking kinda weak and it's looking kinda bleak, who a tree specialist call?
Don's Tree Service.
If the trees in your yard are just too tall, who you gonna call?
Don's Tree Service.
Hey everybody, it's me, Wanda Smith, and I'm here with some great information. I don't know if you know, but it's hurricane season, and it's a great time for you to think about having trees removed before one fall on your home. That's something you don't want to happen. Listen, I called Don's Tree Service on a Monday. They were here in just a few days. The price was right, the staff was right, and I'm happy with everything they've done. So hey, if I were you, I would sit down with my family and talk about having trees removed before the hurricane comes and hit your home.
If you want more information about your trees, call Don's Tree Service, 770-413-8733. That's 770-413-TREE.
You know, one of the things that frustrates me to no end is when I call a company and as soon as it picks up, it says, please hold, and your approximate hold time is 4 to 5 to 10 minutes. It frustrates me because I need some help. But then I was wondering about when we get on our knees and pray, does the spiritual angel kind of picks up and says, I hear your prayer, but please hold for the operator. And it might take you 4 or 5 days or 4 or 5 months. But knowing that the operator will pick up and handle your problem. I think in those times, God is trying to tell us to just hold on for the blessing. Hi, I'm Pastor Marty Ringer, and I'd like to invite you to join us each and every Sunday morning at St. Mark Lutheran Church. Now, you might not be in the East Point or the Atlanta area, but you can always go online at stmarklutheranchurch.org and check out any of our services. I would love to just spread the good news of Christ to you. If you're here in the Atlanta area, our address is 4137 Washington Road in East Point, right down from the Atlanta airport. And if you're not around the ATL, you can always log on at stmarklutheranchurch.org. And there you can be a part of any of our worship services. But at the end of the day, I want to make sure that you understand this one message. God is trying to tell you to hold on until your blessing comes. and may God's grace and peace be with you.
Hey, this is Doni the Tree Lady, owner of Don's Tree Service. And as a small business owner, I get asked all the time, how did you do it? Now, for those of you that don't know, I basically started a tree service with $43 and a dream right here in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. Now, during my journey, I've definitely been blessed to see the mountaintop, but I've also been in some rough valleys. And in my book, From Failure to Fabulous, I share my experience. My book really is a real woman's journey to building a happy, healthy, and successful life. But I gotta be honest with you, I read self-help books and I listened to audio programs about success, and I was still having difficulty achieving success in my life until I really got a hold of certain principles that made a difference. In my book, From Failure to Fabulous, I get very real and raw about what I did to build my company, my family, and my life. So please go check out my book, From Failure to Fabulous, on Amazon, or you can go to my website, www.DoniJonesLive.com.
It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live, Doni Jones.
Hey, welcome back to Doni Jones Live. I am Doni the Tree Lady.
Yeah, and I am that guy getting water this time, Marty.
Yes, we are getting water this time, but you were making a point, and I wanted you to make that point that about the standards, and then I'll come back to what you were saying. Go ahead.
Well, I think I was saying, after a while, my microphone just fell down a little bit, but no, we in history, we've been charged as African Americans to live up to somebody else's standards.
Right.
They say, well, if you're not living like me, then you're below the,
right.
The standard in a sense. Then after a while, black people started looking at other black people saying that you're not living up to my standards because you're not doing what I want, with what I would do. Yeah. Even in church, when St. Mark was founded and started, they wanted to mimic another church, another white church, because this is what the standard is. So we need to cater everything that we do to be like them, and that's where we're supposed to get our approval rating.
Yeah.
And then it's like, no, why can't we be who we are? Why can't we be happy in our own skin? Why do I have to live up to somebody else's standards? That's not paying me. That's not giving me any kind of support. And I want to fix my hair and fix myself up to make somebody else happy. When my congregation is growing and they're enjoying who we are versus trying to be like somebody else.
Right.
So that's my argument.
What you're saying is, for African American people, if we are ratchet and raunchy and we don't value education and we don't put our kids in good schools, and then when they do go to school, we don't participate in PTA. I have a lot of friends of mine that are teachers. That's what our standard is as a goal, as opposed to saying, no, that's just a segment of our community, but that doesn't speak to the whole. Because from what it sounds like you're saying is, hey, that's what being black is. Being black is being ratchet and raunchy and wearing clothes that are half naked.
I'm sorry. Can we rewind the tape? Because I want to throw the red flag. And can we do a review of what I just said? Because that wasn't what I was saying. I was saying, as individuals, we can be ourselves. I'm not saying that go out there and do the worst that you can do. Go and have 15 kids by 15 different daddies. But I'm saying at the same time,
3 kids by 3 different daddies,
Right, at the same time, I'm not judging them. If anything, I would like to empower them and support them. But I can't say because you wear your pants a certain way, then that defines who you are in your family. And you need to pull your pants up to be more like what I feel like is the standard. Or if you put
my grandfather would say, pull your pants up.
Yeah. He probably would, because it was what he wanted you to look like, right? Not what they wanted to look like. Like they'll say, okay, you. Well,
I'm glad my grandmother wouldn't.
Okay, you just ain't gonna let me.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so it's like if they said, okay, I don't like the way that you color your hair because you made your hair red or blue. Right. You ratchet. You ain't got no education. You ain't got. Now, have you went to a HBCU school on the college campus? These educated young people are dressed like that. And they're in school. They're getting their degrees. They got their masters and stuff like that. But they say, oh, because you look like that, you can't be educated. You got to be ratchet. And it's like, no. And everybody isn't ghetto. Just because we're black, we're not ghetto. And I'm not saying that we all supposed to be like that. I'm not saying that we need to be satisfied at being in certain kind of situations. Right. I'm saying, educate yourself, but You want to be the best person for yourself,
Right.
Not trying to live up to somebody else's standards.
Right.
That ain't doing nothing for you anyway.
Well, when I go to Spelman, because I've had to go, I went over to Clark Atlanta to look at some jobs, and obviously Spelman's here.
Yeah, I graduated from Morris Brown, so I know the whole AUC and how we dress in there.
Right, exactly. So, I would not say that what I saw was ratchet when I saw those college campus. You know what I saw? I saw college kids that were,
You
most of them.
visited for an hour, right?
Well, I was just on campus looking at some trees.
I lived there for some years.
Right. I would not. And so you're saying predominantly the women
No, I'm
predominantly there
saying-
were walking around like you see those people in
I
Lenox.
say the women walked around comfortable.
Yeah,
They walked around
looking like
pleasing
college
themselves.
students.
Looking like college students, right? So
They
sometimes
weren't walking around with their
sometimes-
breast out.
Did you go to HBCU?
No, I did not. But
Okay,
I've been to
okay, you see
HBCUs to
these
do
things-
tree work.
Okay, you went there. You sampled it. Okay, you're sampling it and trying to give your whole doctrine over the whole school life, and it's like no, kids 20. I'm saying from 16 to 23. These kids live this lifestyle. They dress like that,
So
and they're in
those
school.
boys that were saying inappropriate
And they
stuff
are in
to
school
my
too.
kids.
Some
So
of
those-
these are in school
So
too.
basically, those I'm fine with. Okay, but you're saying those boys that were saying inappropriate things to my young girls were probably college students,
I'm
high
not-
school
see,
students
You're trying
with
to put
straight
everybody.
A's
You're
or
trying to put
B's.
everybody in the same box.
Right.
And I'm saying that everybody is not going to be in the same box.
Right.
Everybody's not trying to be in school. Everybody's not
Right.
trying to talk all articulate and everything.
Right.
Everybody's not. But I'm
Right.
saying, let's not try to categorize everyone.
Well, can we talk about the fact that we need to value education?
Yes. I value that.
Okay.
Education is a plus.
Can we talk about the fact that you do put a certain image out there when you dress and act a certain way? But we can't have that conversation, all right?
Here's the thing. Depending on what you're trying to attract, what you're trying to get, if I am trying to get a corporate job, I'm going to go there in a suit.
Well, let's
If
see.
I'm trying to
I
get
talk
a job
to
at
a lot
club,
of women.
If I'm trying to get a job at a club, I might go in there with some jeans and a jean jacket.
Right.
It depends on what I'm trying to
Well,
attract.
I talk to young women and not young women, but I talk to women and young women and mature women that talk about how they want a good man. Right?
Right, yeah.
This is a conversation I have almost daily. Not every day, but
All the
almost
time.
daily.
Everybody, yeah.
Okay.
I want a good man.
Right. But they look like street hookers.
Right.
Good men, that is not what a good man is looking for.
It depends on what kind of good man it is.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying.
I
you
got
know.
nothing to say. Not gonna say, well, hey, don't raise your standards.
look,
Just
look.
look how you want to look.
Right. Be who
put-
you want to be.
be who you wanna be.
Live how you want to live.
Live how you want to
Be
live.
free.
Yeah.
That's why we got
But
the
for me
opportunity to
and
be
my
free.
family,
Right.
we will raise our standards because I want to do better.
Yes.
Like it's for going back to advice you get. Like you just dropped a seed the other day, and I was like, "Damn, I need to do that." I would be stupid to look at that advice and go, "Well, I could just stay the way I am, and still keep getting the same results."
See,
When you
let-
don't
let's-
raise your
let's-
standards,
Let's shape this again, okay? Let's shape this again. Personal growth, personal help,
yeah,
personal achievements. Great, do that. Personal, it's working on me, myself.
Right.
all right? Now, when we start telling other people, you need to change and you need to do this so you can live up to my
you
standards.
do know that in the Jewish community, in the Latino community, in the Asian community, they look at each other as a family,
Okay.
as a community.
I'm not in those
as a
commu-
culture.
I'm not with them.
I want our culture in this country to do well. And the reason why I preface
be
this
like
country,
somebody.
no, not to be like somebody, to be like us. We weren't always like this. When you started taking the fathers out of the home,
Here we go
or when you started pumping drugs, because drugs didn't come from within the community, it came from outside
Right.
the community.
And-
When those things started being, when our community started being exploited, and we fell prey to some of the things that you fall prey to,
Right.
whenever these things happen to your community and opportunities are stripped out of your community, it's up to us to fix that and go, wait a minute, that is not who we were as a people.
Right.
I've got pictures of my family when back in the day, young people, old people, whatever, and they all had a certain level of decorum about themselves. And I'm talking about grandma, great grandma, cousins, all of it. But anyway, we're gonna have to finish this conversation at a later date because we've got to start wrapping the show. What you got going this weekend, man?
I ain't going to Lennox. I know that.
No, actually, you might want to go to Lennox.
Going to no clubs. No, I'm actually about to take a nice little vacation.
Okay.
You know, it's gonna be like.
Where are you going?
I'm not going anywhere. I just gonna stop answering the phone. For about 2 weeks, I'm not going.
Well, answer your phone on Saturday, because you know I got.
Send me a text.
There you go. I got you.
Sign on and I'll answer.
There you go.
But no, actually, I am. Family is coming in town because you know, with holidays and being married, sometimes we got to pick and choose which set of family we're gonna spend. So this weekend, my family is coming up. And we're spending Christmas, early.
Yes.
And then next week I'm gonna be with my wife's family, and
it's gonna be nice.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nice.
So what you got going on?
Well, doing the same thing. I'm doing a little family time. I'm not really going anywhere this year, so I'm just gonna enjoy my family, enjoy this beautiful city of Atlanta. There's lots to do here, and that's what I'm doing.
Actually,
so
right now after this, I'm going to the clinic and give some blood.
That's awesome.
'Cause I need some money. Hey, what? These ain't jokes.
That was shade, y'all.
Gotta pay the bill.
Inside jokes, y'all. Anyway.
No, it's all good. But if we don't,
aren't we over right now?
If we got an engineer that's keeping us on track.
Okay.
But if we don't hear from you, if we don't see you, if you don't see us, please, everyone that's under the sound of our voice, please have a safe, wonderful.
You want to say like a little something spiritual?
I'm saying goodbye. Okay.
I knew we were over.
It's time to go.
We gotta go, y'all. You've been listening to Doni Jones Live. I'm Doni the Tree Lady.
I am Marty McFly, and we'll see y'all next time.
Yeah.
Jones Live. It's Doni Jones Live. Doni Jones